My fiancé cheated. How I moved on. My story at the onset is your typical infidelity discovery. M27, engaged for 6 months, fiancé acting distance, gone at weird times, sex infrequent/excuses. Found the texts. She'd been sleeping with a guy, married, W/kids, took pics of all of them. This was coaching my fiancé on having affairs. He's been doing it off and on for years, like it's acceptable. And yes, it's in the texts. Here's my success story. This transpired late spring. Wedding was planned this summer. Zero hesitation, was no way this was going to happen. I was done. I worked for a huge company. Position openings galore right now. Interviewed and secured a position in a place I always wanted to live. Gave notice to my landlord. Fiancé lived with me. Lease entirely in my name. Filed unlawful detainer. Got a new phone plan and new number. Plan was to end relationship on a Thursday. My last day in apartment was Friday. Mover scheduled. Impeccable timing. She had a girls' weekend getaway. Planned that weekend. Arranged to have sheriff at my place for 4 HRS. Cost me $200. We can hire off-duty in my county. What transpired that Thursday? FedEx screenshots to her parents and AP wife. Both with respectable notes. Her parents were out a lot of money, having to cancel wedding with short notice. Felt bad? Not really. Turned old cell phone service off. Met with deputy, explained situation. Presented court documents. Dude was cool. She came home from work. Told her we were done. She needed to pack and leave. No explanation. Just that I was not ready to be married. Of course she was a mess. Deputy moved it along. Took a few hours. Tears transitioned to anger. That evening, blocked her on everything. Was on the road by Friday afternoon. It's almost 3 months now. The new job, new scenery, meeting new people. Have been NC with most everyone. Mutual friends tell me she is not doing well. The ones I keep in contact with now know the story. Her parents contacted my parents and apologized. They asked for my information, but my dad declined to share. He did tell me to call them. I may out of respect. Her sister, who I failed to block, messaged me on FB. Wrote she understood why, but felt I could have handled better. Update 1. During my long drive and days after, I felt really cowardly. Felt like I was running from my ex by not confronting her with the truth. I honestly just didn't want to deal with it. Felt it would do no good and really did just want to get away. Your comments now make me feel good about what I did. I plan to contact her parents soon. Need to just find a phone in privacy. Not sure what to say exactly. Regarding the text between X and AP. I had 12 pics of the text string, so a lot. Also a few pics not sexual, but incriminating. There was no doubt they had slept together. The comments he made that aggravated me pertained to him justifying cheating. Everyone I know, men and women, have at some point had someone on the side, guaranteed. Your BF has cheated or will. All guys do it. We are no program to be monogamous. My marriage is better because I don't have to put everything on my wife. The comments my ex made that were upsetting. I enjoyed our time the other day. I just need to get more comfortable. It just takes a couple times. I am just nervous, not being with you. It's great. Just do not want him to find out. Ever. I'm pretty sure he cheated on me before. For the record, I never cheated on her. I never contacted the AP wife. Both letters and screenshots were sent FedEx. Tracking shows they delivered. That's all I have. Part of me wants to contact her. Part of me thinks with what I sent there's no way he can weasel out of this unless she's in complete denial, in which case it's pointless. I talked to a few mutual friends. They brought her up. All I gather is she's not doing well, whatever that means. I really do not want to get into discussions about her, so I changed the subject. I live in a really cool apartment complex. A lot of people my age and met a bunch. Also have a lot of friends from work. Social life is pretty good. Update 2. I spoke only to my father-in-law. Good conversation. I took the apology approach. What I mean is, I told him I was sorry to have sent him the pics of messages, etc. I just said I respected them and needed them to understand exactly why I made my decision. He brushed all of that aside and was more curious about how I was doing my new job, etc. Gave me a lot of words of encouragement, etc. We did not discuss my ex. He did not volunteer anything and I did not ask. I did end up talking to a friend from where I used to live. Sounds like ex moved back home and quit her job. Also, ashamed to admit, Did a little Facebook stalking AP wife. Thinking she received what I sent. Based on her Facebook posts around the time I sent the pics. There were a lot of motivational memes with a lot of supporting comments which lead me to believe she's leaving him. Can't be certain, but not a lot of this type of posts prior. Really enjoying my new job and making new friends every week. Not ready to date but feeling good about meeting someone when the time is right. Anyway, nothing very exciting. Update 3. Please understand that I discovered her cheating well before I left. No question those days right after discovery were, and still are, a blur. I couldn't eat, couldn't concentrate at work, couldn't sleep, could barely function. Trust me, I really struggled with not confronting her. I guess what was pivotal was an evening when she was very late coming home. Of course, pretty certain she was with him. Observing her just go on like any other day, being nice, asking about me, etc. And knowing the whole time it's a sham was just a slap in the face. I do not know how to describe it, but she went from my one and only to not if she were the last woman on earth. Obviously, I was not myself, and I guess she could sense that. There were a few times where she was especially affectionate and very concerned. You okay? Something wrong? Etc. Very hard to fake being okay when clearly not. Adding to my disdain, she was perfectly okay with no sex. Of course, I did not initiate. Neither did she, thank God. That also helped solidify my decision. During the actual breakup, very nerve-wracking, the cop was very helpful. Gave him enough of my story to garner some sympathy. At least it felt that way. He coached me to say very little, and he assured me he would move things along. Again, I was pretty much done at this point. Just wanted to get it over with more than anything. The officer was extremely sympathetic to her and kind, but assertive. I'm sure he dealt with worse. No doubt, he knew what he was doing. I spent the bulk of the time on the balcony pretending to play with my phone back turned. The cop was talking to her the whole time. I could barely hear. Anyway, thanks again. You handled things a lot better than most would have. I'm sure she knew. You were onto her. Going NC was the best move. No need to listen to excuses or blame shifting. Good luck with your next chapter. First, you handled this flawlessly. Knowing and keeping this close to the vest while preparing to move forward is never an easy thing to do. One thing I've been curious about is how did your ex meet her AP, coworker, some other way? I don't recall you ever really saying. How did this moron move in on your woman? Well, if she does somehow manage to track you down, hope not, and tries to do the please take me back, I'll be good from now on with sugar on top. If nothing else, let her know that she was wrong and that you never cheated on her and that was all just a part of AP lies to manipulate her into the affair. I'm dying to know how she reacts when she realizes how badly. Total NC and no reconciliation. You handled this in a textbook manner. Your story illustrates why no is the best way and also that your absolute rejection of any thoughts of reconciliation is the right way. I know it hurts, it'll get better, trust me, but you did this perfectly. Very good way to handle it, man. Must have been hell for you to endure it all. Pretty sure through work somehow. I don't think he works at the same company, but thinking that's the connection. Can't be sure. Does she keep asking you for forgiveness and to get back together? Glad things are going better for you now. That the job, meeting new people, and generally things are going well for you. You handled this great. I followed you from start and you handled nicer than I would have. Am I missing something? What was the cop there for to escort her out of your home? Filed an unlawful retainer. And then hired an off-duty officer when I presented it to her. What did she say when you presented it to her? What's the update with your ex? Your post is not very detailed. You handled everything like a boss. Good on you. Update OP, give us more details, and where are the bad actors now?